Governor of Guam, and the Honorable Joshua Tenoyo, Lieutenant Governor of Guam. Buenas and Hafaday. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Guam Police Department's Police Majors Promotion Ceremony. I'm Norman Analista, Public Information Officer for GPD, and I'll be serving as your MC this afternoon. Now, before we begin, we'd like to recognize the presence of some important people in our audience, of course, beginning with the Honorable Lourdes Leon Guerrero, Governor of Guam. The Honorable Joshua Tenorio, Lieutenant Governor of Guam. Chief of Police, Stephen Ignacio. Police Commander, Colonel Joseph Carbolito. Major Fred Chargaloff. Major Andrew Kitigua. Major Kim Santos. Major Paul Sayama. We also want to recognize the presence of the Director for the Department of Corrections, Fred Bordalio, who is also a former Chief of Police with GPD. Also with us is former Chief of Police, Joseph I. Cruz. And former Chief of Police, Paul Suba. We also want to recognize the presence of the honorary Deputy Chiefs of Police who are here this afternoon. Please stand and be recognized. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have remarks by Chief of Police Stephen C. Ignacio.
I'm first. So here we go. Good afternoon, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Chief of Staff also as well, and former chiefs of the Guam Police Department. Like you said, there's plenty chief in here. I don't know who's out there right now. There's nobody. Even the chief has a chief over there. But yeah, it's a great afternoon today. You know, as gloomy and wet as rainy as it is a beautiful day to celebrate much well-deserved and earned promotions by Kim M. Santos and Paul V. Sayama. And I was talking to Paul earlier, and I said there's going to be a joke at the end about, you know, sometimes our tenure in the Guam Police Department. We'll get to that. All right. So first off, Kim, or Major Kim Santos, joined the Guam Police Department and is a graduate of the 22nd Police Cycle, having graduated in 1983. Major Kim began her distinguished career, and she steadily advanced through the ranks, starting as a Police Officer 1, progressing to Police Officer 2, Police Officer 3, Sergeant, and then later achieving the rank of Captain in 2008, prior to her promotion to Major in 2025. Okay. Not only did Kim achieve the promotion of Major, but her promotion is very historic and significant. She is the first female police officer to be promoted while in the classified service to the rank of Police Major. As we all know, Major Kim, it's going to be a while before it just takes a while to transition from captain to major. But anyways, we all know that Major Kim has a lot of specialized training and a lot of experience in investigations. As a matter of fact, when I said Major Kim just got promoted, I need to move you over here because I want you to learn administration and finance. She goes, okay, but can I stay at Investigations Bureau? I said, okay, Major Kim, you can stay at Investigations Bureau. She really has a passion and a drive for what she does in investigations. And let me tell you, we've come a long way with a lot of our investigations. I mean, for the last 2 years, Guam's homicide clearance rate has far exceeded the nation. The nation hovers at about 70, 80%. in 2024 we had 100% clearance rates for homicides. Yeah. So, and that's under the leadership of Major Kim, Major Fred, and especially the hard men and women that work at the Investigations Bureau. They're on the back there supporting their major today. So thank you very much for that. Paul Sayama, Major Paul, joined the Guam Police Department in 1984 and is graduate of the 24th Police Cycle. From 2004 to 2010, he was a Police Sergeant 1 and then promoted to a Police Lieutenant from 2010, and then in 2016 got promoted to a Police Captain. He has served different roles in the Guam Police Department, but one thing we all know in the department about Major Paul is his background and experience, especially his specialized training in SWAT. Uh, Major Paul, like we said, been here so long. I said, were you SWAT certified? He goes, no, it was SCDRRT. I said, what year was that? He goes, way back then. So yeah, so I mean, we've progressed and we've reorganized the department and changed the names. But one thing we know about Major Paul is, of course, his specialized training, especially his SWAT training. Major Paul has served for many years as our chief firearms instructor, and he is a longtime instructor at the Guam Community College. He teaches a lot of various officer survival and police training skills that are very necessary to get police recruits out on the road, but not only police recruits, but recruits and trainees from other departments, DOC, Park Police, Port Police. Major Paul is probably one of the cadres and trainers that has met and trained almost every police and public safety organization on the island of Guam. And here's the kicker at the end, right? I asked, when did you come in? 1984, and she said 1983. I said, was it still Department of Public Safety? They go, yes, it was. I said, I think you're the only two left from Department of Public Safety. I mean, these guys, they bring a lot of they bring a lot of history with them. They've gone through that progression from Department of Public Safety when it was police and fire to now just the Guam Police Department when it was separated in 1985. So they have a lot of history behind them, and they've been here a long time. But again, very well deserved, very well earned, and congratulations to the both of you. As I look around the room, you got to see the strength of the people that get promoted and the strength of police officers, and that in their family and friends. As they surround the room, they come out to show their support as they always do for their police officers in the Guam Police Department. They show their support, they stand, and so the family and friends, thank you for joining us today, and congratulations to you as well for standing by your loved ones as they work for the Guam Police Department to keep our community safe. Biba.
Si Joas Maasi, Chief Ignacio, we will now hear from the Honorable Lourdes Leon Guerrero.
Thank you very much, and welcome to Adelup. And I'm just so very excited and honored to be part of the celebration of some very good, competent, capable leaders to the rank of major. I also want to say thank you, Chief, for really being very vigilant on making sure your leadership, your management team is full of the necessary expertise, skills, and leadership to really move our men and women forward in such a great direction. And that is, of course, protecting safety, property, and the lives of our people here in Guam. Very, very essential part of living in a peaceful and harmonious environment and island. So thank you for that, Chief. I also want to say welcome to Kim on Women Making the First. And certainly women bring a lot to the table. Their strength, their resilience, and their creativity and innovation is certainly something that's beneficial for the leadership for our Guam Police Department. And of course, Paul, thank you for also being so focused on making sure SWAT and our people, our police officers are trained. They're trained properly, they're trained adequately, they're trained professionally in the skills and expertise that they need to continue keeping us safe in our homes, in our businesses, in our schools, and in our streets. I also want to say that the work that you do is certainly very much appreciated by our people. And the many accomplishments and the many successes that you do in fighting crime and being again making national notice on our great means of decreasing crime out there in the public, because that's actually what we are all about here. So, on behalf of the people of Guam, Kim, thank you. Paul, thank you for stepping up to the plate. And thank you for giving 40 plus years from each of you. You bring to the table many histories. You bring to the table many of the ways that you have addressed the challenges and the concerns and the issues of our Guam Police Department. And you only become a great asset to the people of Guam. Sidusmasi. And congratulations.
Suzuis Maasi, Governor Leon Guerrero. And now we will hear remarks from the Lieutenant Governor, Josh Tenorio.
Thank you. I just want to also congratulate both of you on this accomplishment. You have a long career. I was 10 years old when you started, Kim. Just joking. Well, I'm not joking, but it's true. But I want to thank both of you for mentoring a whole lot of officers. I think when you assume leadership, especially in this role, you have an opportunity to take from your experience and to influence the officers that are subordinate to you, and especially the new crop of officers that are coming in. Over the last few years, we've hired a tremendous number of officers and dealing with, a changing environment. Our community is a little bit more complicated because of this scourge of meth and all of the different things that are occurring with technology and things like that. But I just wanted to thank you, and I want to thank your family members for being that support. I realize that over the course of your career, there are many things that you have missed in their lives. I hope that them being here today is a recognition of their love for you and their recognition of the sacrifice you've made, not only for all of us, but for them as well. Sidus Masi.
Suzuis Maasi, Lieutenant Governor Tenorio. And now we will invite Major Kim Santos to say a few words.
I was talking to the chief earlier, and I told him, Chief, I was going to give an impromptu speech, but I tend to go off on tangents, and there are offshoots when I start a story. There are probably 4 or 5 other offshoots to my story, and you know what his response was? Yes, Captain Major Kim, you tend to digress. So I went ahead and wrote my sentiments down, and I mean each and every single word that I've written, and I'll try to make this quick. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, and family. Before I share my message, I would like to thank Governor Leon Guerrero, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, and Chief Steve Ignacio for having faith in my ability to fulfill my role and for empowering me to continue to serve our island in my capacity as a police major. I also want to take a moment to sincerely honor my brethren in this profession, especially those who have excelled, qualified, and also vied for this rank. To each of you, my peers in passion and perseverance, thank you from the heart. Your strength lifted us all higher. You are all just as deserving, if not more so, of this rank. Furthermore, I want to recognize those who have played the most important and invaluable roles in my life. First and foremost, all glory and honor be to our Lord Jesus Christ in all things. Secondly, my parents who have since passed but are never forgotten, Edward Perez Santos, Familian Belloc, and Dolores Holland Santos. Without them, I would not be, and with them, the most invaluable life lessons learned. My dad's sister, Julia Santos de Jesus, who loved me unconditionally and instilled in me a sense of pride coupled with humility that I maintain till today. My sisters, Julie and Yvonne, thank you. My sister, Sis, flew out from Hawaii to be here for this. Thank you, Sis. Role of second mom to my young children when I was at work, which was quite a lot. And most importantly, my children, Cameron, Devin, and her husband, Victor, Dustin and his wife, Maria, and Darren and her husband, William, who have loved me and stood by me every step of the way through thick and thin. I cannot forget my grandchildren. Raise your hands, grandchildren. Sophia Di Maria, Cohen Teddy, William, Mia Kimberly, Victoria Quinn, Duke Edward, and Callum Jude. They bring so much joy to into my life and are the light that brightens even my darkest day. My cup runneth over, and I count my blessings every day. Thank you all for being here to share the incredible moment with me as I step into the role of police major. With over 40 years of service from my early days as a young patrol officer, as a detective in criminal investigations, to serving as operations chief, division chief, and now investigations bureau chief. This promotion is a profound honor, one I accept with gratitude and a deep sense of responsibility. Every single morning, I reassure you, I wake up with a sense of purpose. It's a fire that's burned in me since childhood, instilled by my parents who taught my siblings and me that idleness was not an option when work needed doing or someone needed help. We were raised to lend a hand no matter who it was or where they came from. As a matter of fact, my sister, I call her Sis, her real name is Julie. We were dubbed the best dishwashers in the state of California. Okay, that is a true story. My father was in the Marine Corps. We were born in Camp Pendleton, and the first part of our lives were spent there. So growing up in Oceanside, my dad took us to a lot of barbecues. He was young then, and we went to a lot of barbecues. And my sister and I were made to wash dishes at the end of all of those gatherings. The other kids actually would comment about how clean and shiny the dishes were when we were done. I still don't know whether to be proud of that title or a little annoyed at the legacy of being a great dishwasher. But it was one of the many good values instilled in me early on that taught me the value of hard work and service. That lesson, coupled with all of the other core values I was raised with, has carried me through every assignment, every case, every challenge in my career, whether it was helping victims of crime, chasing these as a detective, leading operations, or now overseeing investigations. My commitment has always been the same: to help anyone, anywhere, in any way I can. And I genuinely mean that. It doesn't matter what walk of life they come from. Everyone deserves our support, our protection, and our respect. As I step into this new role as police major, I pledge to continue serving our island with every ounce of dedication I have. I will work tirelessly, leading with integrity and compassion until my very last hour on the clock. No retirement mode for me. I promise you. It is just my nature. I don't know how to rest easy. I really don't. I'll blame my weight gain on that. To my fellow officers, thank you for your trust and camaraderie. To my family and friends, I love you so much. You have no idea. Thank you for your unwavering support. And to our community, know that I am here for you, always ready, always willing, and committed. Thank you, and let's continue to make our island a safer, stronger place together.
Thank you, Major Santos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will hear from Major Paul Sayama.
day and good afternoon, uh, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Chief, Colonel, police majors, and command staff. Who would have imagined that 41 years ago I would be a police officer? It was just by chance and an opportunity that the lady at DOA, when I was applying to be a police cadet, because a police cadet, all they were doing at that time was doing administrative work for the rank and file up at the top. And I wanted to do that and have a job and also get an education. That's what I really wanted to do. I applied for approximately 4 to 5 times and was never called by DOA. And sure enough, and I wish I knew the lady who had called me, because she said, "Sir, if we don't have a police cadet position available, but would you like to be a police recruit?" And I thought about it for a few minutes. I said, why don't I give it a try? So I did. So fast forward, I'm still here, and like Major Kim says, it's hard to turn it off. And at the same token, when people ask me when is it time to retire, at the end of the day, it's the plight of the organization and the people is what keeps me going. Because I see it, and like Kim says, we're here to help each other. That's where it really counts. Is the helping of everyone concerned, so that we can make things happen for our island. I also like to identify and recognize my parents who are since have passed away. They've taught me discipline. They've taught me accountability and honesty. So that's what I bring to the table. And to my fellow officers, thank you for your support. And most especially, my family, my wife, and my 2 sons, who I do this for. Thank you.
Sidros Masi Major Sayama. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin with the presentation of a certificate, badge, and the insignia. We request the presence of the governor, lieutenant governor, and chief. And Mika and Reina will assist with the handing of the items. Ladies and gentlemen, promoted to the rank of Police Major, Major Kim Santos. We'll have a group photo, and Jose is there. We also want to invite the family members are here. Yeah. And we have a pinning of the insignia. We will have the pinning of the insignia by Governor Leon Guerrero. And then afterwards, we'll have the presentation of the badge. And now we'll have a photo with Major Kim wearing the badge and the insignia. So we'll direct your attention to Jose. Congratulations once again to Major Kim Santos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, promoted to Police Major Paul Sayama. And I should mention before we invite the family of Major Sayama to come up, we request Major Kim to come up for a photo with you and Major Paul. Okay, now we request Major Kim to join this photo. Okay, and we request Major Kim to have a seat, and we're gonna ask Major Sayama's family to come up for a group photo. And then after this photo, we're going to ask everyone to assemble for a really large group photo. Viva, thank you. Congratulations, Major Santos and Major Sayama. We're going to ask everyone to take their seats again, and we're going to assemble a group photo with everyone who's seated at the table here, the head table, to remain at their seats. And then we're going to take the photo where we're going to get everybody in the back of the room. So we ask everybody that's seated along the sides to okay. So Jose will be standing here and the photo will be taken from his perspective. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes our ceremony this afternoon. Please drive home safely.